All right, today we're talking about Chapter 10, Section 8, credit cards. So we all know about credit cards. We all know that, well, at least for me, when I was growing up, I mean, I was told credit cards are bad, credit cards are evil, right? But we're going to see today just how interest rates are formulated and how credit cards do get their money. But I'm also going to tell you how you can kind of game the system a little bit if you just do things the right way. And I will show you what I do. Alrighty, so of course, as always, we have a little introduction here. I'm not going to read all over that. Instead, we're just going to go straight to our first and only example here. Um, Maybe we should go over the bolded words. That's what we needed. Sorry about that. Okay, so we will snip the bolded words, put them on the front page here. Alrighty, so um, let's see, can't remember what exactly was necessarily important. Um, So we'll just go. So using a credit card is an example of an open-end installment loan, commonly called revolving credit. So there's that. We have something called itemized billing. So most credit card companies are billed every month. A typical billing period is May 1st through May 31st, but it can run from say May 5th through June 4th, and of course it depends on your due date. So like this May 5th through June 4th, basically you can change your due date. Let's say that you get paid in the middle of every month. You could change your due date to be May 16th through June 15th. So that is called itemized. Well, that's not called itemized billing. Um, well, that's just the billing. And then the big thing for today, the interest on credit cards. And again, this is one of those things where we're going to do something in this class just to see again like how the sausage is made. But you don't necessarily you're not going to be doing this in the real world. I've never done this. I just you know I guess I just take credit card companies at their at their word that I'm being charged the correct amount. But anyways, so the interest rate is calculated using I is equal to PRT. We've seen that before, where R is the monthly rate. T is going to be 1 month in this particular case because we're talking about credit cards. And of course, the principal is the average daily balance. Now, the average daily balance is the big slash confusing thing regarding credit card bills. All right. So the average daily balance is the sum of the unpaid balance for each day in the billing period divided by the number of days in the billing period. And of course, we have today we have a very simple equation, right? The sum of the unpaid balance for each day in the billing period divided by the number of days in the billing period. So example one, we're gonna see just exactly how the average daily balance is computed here. Alrighty, so the issue of a particular Visa card calculates the interest using the average daily balance method. The monthly interest rate is 1.3% of the average daily balance. The following transaction occurred. Let's see, 1.3%. Let me get a calculator out for this real fast. Let me tell you, because usually you're not billed on that. Okay. So usually your credit cards have something called an APR, right? It's the annual percentage rate, I think, is what the APR stands for. And as a matter of fact, my credit card is a 26% or something like that, 24 or 26% APR, which is ridiculous. Okay. This particular example here comes out to an APR of about 15.6, just to give you an idea. Um, but I don't really care about the APR, and I'll tell you exactly how and why, after this example. But usually you're not told the monthly interest rate. What you do is you take the APR and just divide it by 12, and then you get your monthly interest rate. I don't know why we don't actually have that in this textbook, but oh well. Whatever. The average billing. All right. So the following transactions occurred during the May 1st to May 31st billing period. So during the entire month of May. So this billing period is just first of month, end of month, every single time. So we're carrying a previous balance of $1,350, which obviously you should know that's not a really good idea. May 1st, we have our billing date. May 8th, we make a payment of $250 on our 1350 balance. And then May 10th, we buy some airline tickets. May 20th, we buy some books. May 28th, we go to a restaurant. And then May 31st, we have the end of the billing cycle. Okay, so A wants us to find the average daily balance for the billing period, round to the nearest cent. So in order to figure out the average daily balance, what we must do is basically figure out what the balance is for each and every after each transaction, whether it be a credit, meaning that we paid, or a debit. It wouldn't really be a debit, a charge, whenever we use our credit card and actually pay for things. So what we're going to do is we're going to just kind of make a little chart here, and obviously on May 1st. So I'm just going to write 5-1 here for May 1st. Okay, so May 1st we carry a balance of $1,350. So 1350. Alrighty. And on May 8th, we're going to make a payment of $250, and we can do that one in our head. So on May 8th, we make a payment of $250. So we now have a balance of $1,100. Okay. On May 10th, we buy some airlines. So 510. We don't buy airlines. Sorry, we buy airline tickets. 375. So 1475. Okay, so all I'm doing here is just figuring out what my balance is, again, after each and every transaction, whether it be a credit or a charge. Okay. And on May 20th, 520, we have a charge of $57.50. And I mean, I could do this in my head really quickly, but I'm just going to make positively sure that I don't mess this up. 5750, so 1532.50. And then on May 28th, we go to a restaurant. And so we add, so plus 6530, so 1597.80. Okay. All right, so what we did here is we just basically figured out what our balance is, again, after each and every charge or credit. All right. So what we're going to do from here is we're going to now multiply this by the number of days of unpaid balance. Okay. Now I will admit things are a little. I honestly don't understand this, but at the end of the month, you actually include the day, and I'll tell you what I mean by that here in a moment. So again, actually that sentence by itself is pretty whatever. Okay, so anyways, so what we're going to do is we're going to take this value and we're going to multiply it by the number of days that we have with an unpaid balance. So from the 8th to the 1st, okay, that has been 7 days, right? 8 minus 1 is 7. So we're going to multiply this by 7. And let's actually make that a little bigger. Multiply that by 7. Okay. From the 10th to the 8th, well, that's 2 days, so we're going to multiply that by 2. From the 20th to the 10th, well, that's 10. And from the 8th to the 20th, that's 8. All right. Now here's where it could possibly be confusing, but it makes sense if you think about how many days are in a billing cycle. So the last day in the billing cycle is the 31st. Okay. Well, you would say 31 minus 8, 31 minus 28 is 3, right? But we're going to actually include the last day because we're talking about the entire day by itself. So we're going to say it's actually 4, right? 31 minus 28 is 3, but we're going to actually add that last day because, right, now think about this mathematically. So far, when we did 28 minus 8, we had 8 days, right? And if you kind of count it on your finger, 20, that's 1, 21 is 2, 22 that's 3, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28 is 8. Okay, if you count it each and every single day on your fingers, again 20 to 28, you get 8. And so we're going to do the exact same thing here and just do 31 minus 28, which is 3, but we're going to add 1 for that last and final day. All right, and it's only on the final day. So we get 4. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to we're going to do 1350 times 7, 1100 times 2. We're going to do all this, and then we're going to divide it by the number of days in this billing cycle. Okay, and May has 31 days, so we're going to be dividing this by 31 days. Okay, so let's go ahead and snip this and put it on the next page. And so we're going to get some crazy numbers here. It's not too crazy. All right, so right now I'm just going to do 1350 times 7 and put it right here, 1100 times 2, put it right here, and so on and so forth. So that's what I'm going to be doing right now as quickly as possible. So we've got 9450. All right, 1100 times 2, that's easy, it's 2200. 14,000, so 1475 times 10, that's going to be pretty easy. Again, just multiplying by 10 as we just add a 0. All right. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we now essentially kind of have what the numerator is. So let's go back and see what I mean by that. So if we look at our equation here, the average daily balance, because that's what we're wanting to find is the average daily balance. We're going to take the sum of the unpaid balances for each day in the billing period. Okay, so that's what we're doing. We're taking the sum of all those numbers that we did here in yellow. Okay, we're going to take all this, and then we're going to divide it by the number of days in the billing period, which was 31 days. So I'm going to go ahead and add up all these real quick before I change to the next screen. So 9450 plus 2200 plus 14,750 plus 12,260 plus $6,391.20. Okay. So all those is 45,051.20. Okay. Obviously, that's not my balance. That's my balance multiplied by the number of days that we each were. And then we're going to divide this, again, by the number of days in the billing period, which was 31. And so we're going to end up with an average daily balance of $1,453.26, so 0.26. Okay. All right, so that is my average daily balance. So this is A. Okay, so let's go back and see what we want to do for B here. B, find the interest to be paid. All right, so my interest, again, is I is equal to PRT. So gotta wait for that to fall away. There we go. So B, we have to do I is equal to PRT. So let's put that. So the interest on this is equal to my principal times my rate times my time. But in this particular case, since it's a credit card, my time is just going to be 1, right? It's just over the course of 1 month. So my interest is going to be my principal amount is, again, my average daily. So that's going to be $1,453.26 times my rate, which was, I think it was 1.3. Let's go back, make positively sure. Yeah, 1.3. So 0.013. And then times my time, like I said, is just going to be 1, right? Because we're just doing this over the course of a month. So how much interest am I going to be paying here? All right, so we're paying $18.89. So $18.89, which doesn't seem too bad, does it? But that's also because, like I said, this imaginary credit card is actually pretty low in terms of um, your APR. All right, so C, what was C? Find the balance due on June 1st. So my balance due is going to be, it's just simply going to be um, how much my balance is. And of course, my balance at the end of the month was $1,597.80. That's my balance at the end of the month, plus the interest for not paying on stuff, which was $18 and something cents. And so, see if we can just fit this in here. So, actually, let's put this in my calculator. So, 1597.8. Right, and then my interest, because I don't think I can fit it. Yeah, I can't. Plus 1889. Okay, so again, uh, my new balance is $1,597.80 plus my interest, which is $18.89. Right, and so that means my balance is going to be 1669. Okay. So that is C, and D was this credit card requires a $10 minimum monthly payment if the balance due at the end of the billing period is less than $360. Okay, well, we obviously have a balance due exceeding $360, so we're going to go to the otherwise portion here. So otherwise, the minimum monthly payment is 1/36 of the balance due at the end of the billing period. Round up to the nearest whole dollar. Okay, so like I said, we obviously have a balance over $360, so we're just going to take what my balance due is, which is $1669, right? My total amount, $1669. We're just going to divide it by 36. So we say, so we're going to do, yeah, we'll just put it in line. 16, 16, 69, and we're going to divide it by 36. So that is, all right, it says round to the nearest whole dollar. So we end up with about, let's put the about real fast, about 44.91, but we're going to round to the nearest whole dollar. So it's going to be $45. Okay, so my minimum payment is $45. And yes, okay, um, it it does, and I kind of did I probably shouldn't have done it the way I did. We did it correctly, so let's go back and look at the actual problem. Okay, so the problem reads, it says otherwise the minimum monthly payment is 1/36th of the balance due. Okay, so what you do is you're multiplying it by 1/36th, and so what we're doing here, right, is we did take 1/36th. Let's put this in red to kind of distinguish here. We did take 1/36, right? Because if we did 16.69 and we multiplied it by 1/36th, okay. Well, we know if we have, we're multiplying fractions, all right. Well, this is essentially, 16, 16, 69 over 1, right? So if I were to turn this into the fraction, I would end up with this. Okay. Alrighty, and well, like I was going to say, that concludes the one and only example from this section. Now, um, there are more things to talk about here. And again, you could read all this on your own, talk about credit cards versus debit cards, but I'm going to give you my own personal um, opinion on credit cards and debit cards, naturally, right? So here's the thing. Like I said, when I was growing up, I always heard about credit card debt. People getting credit card debt. Credit cards. I wouldn't necessarily say they're evil. And I even have a friend who just refuses to get a credit card. Okay. Um, but here's the thing. If you play by the rules, you're actually going to come out a lot better. And let me tell you what I mean by that. So on my credit card. Okay, so my wife and we have credit cards. Uh, we never buy anything with our debit card or with cash. Never, ever, ever. I mean, of course, unless we have to, right? I where I get a haircut, just a bunch of old men, I pay with it in check. They don't have a credit card reader. But um, when we go to the store, get a hotel, do anything, we always pay with credit card. And here's why. So uh, let's see. I guess just to give you a general idea, I guess it doesn't matter. I don't care. So my wife, she puts typically maybe about $1,500 on her credit card a month. Okay. Now keep in mind this isn't just like fun money. This is gas and food and things like that. Okay. And she has an Old Navy credit card. Well, she got an Old Navy credit card because she likes Old Navy. Old Navy has also have good clothes, good deals, and so what happens is whenever you use an Old Navy credit card, every dollar you use, you get points. Okay, well this year through the first 10 months, she's gotten like $600 worth of points to spend at Old Navy. Okay, so that's about $600 worth of clothes, obviously, right? So, and which is good because she buys clothes. It's also good for the holiday season. Buy clothes for family, things like that. And so that's a good thing, right? But it's only a good thing if you actually pay off your balance, as we saw in our example here. You know, if we just let this balance continue to rise and rise, again, this person actually owed 1597, but because of interest, it's that they're going to actually have a balance of 1616. And this right here is where people get eaten up, is because they don't pay off their credit card balance, and then their balance accrues interest, and that interest will accrue interest, and that interest will accrue interest, and it's basically the exact opposite of what we've been seeing with compounding interest in a savings account, right? You know how the money goes up in that savings account. Well, the, your balance goes up on a credit card. So if you use a credit card, always make sure you pay it off. And lastly, I have a main credit card that I use, and it's mainly for bills and things like that, and the occasional, if I go out and buy stuff. And I'd say I might have put $10,000 on it this year. Um, my rewards balance right now is $161.80. Okay, so uh, I can, if I wanted to, uh, take this rewards balance, okay, because my credit card, I guess I spent more on that. My credit card, I get about 1% cash back. All right, so 1% cash back again isn't much, but if you think about it, it's kind of like if something is, uh, um, you get something for 1% off basically. And of course, it differs depending on where I shop. But this is my rewards balance for this year, okay, and this is from January to right now, which is pretty good. And what I do is I use that for Christmas money, right? So basically, just have an extra $161 for Christmas money that I'm going to spend again on family and friends, all right? And again, on top of my wife's rewards balance, where she gets rewards, you get all those good things if you play by the rules. But if you don't play by the rules and you don't pay off your balance, that's when you're going to be underwater. Okay, so for you young folks, get a credit card. I 100% recommend getting a credit card. Not only that, but it also builds your credit. But get your credit card and only spend within your means, right? I mean, if you're you only make $1,000 a month, don't spend more than $1,000 on your credit card. Okay, but buy everything on your credit card, get your rewards, pay off your credit card, and then just rinse and repeat. Your credit score will go up, you'll get rewards, and I don't know, things will be good. Things will be good, right? Like I said, for Christmas this year, me, my wife and I, we already pretty much have everything done up for Christmas. Oh, not everything, but we have a lot of stuff wrapped up for Christmas this year already because we have those rewards balances. Anyways, that's all I want to say about credit cards. Just be safe about it, and that's it. So that concludes today's lecture.